We are in the process of creating the most over-engineered burger we have ever seen. We want to see how far we can push the limits of something simple and familiar. Every single element will need to be painstakingly considered and designed with no limitations.
It is intensified beyond recognition.
And to achieve this, we're getting help from one of the most elite design teams on the planet.
What I can see is some parallels between what would work well for you guys that definitely works well for us.
Because what we really want to know is all that time and effort actually worth it when compared to a classic burger?
Hi, Sorted Food. Oscar Piastri here, McLaren F1 driver. I understand you've been set a challenge of making the most over-engineered performance-based burger you can. But before you do that, you've got some other challenges you'll need to do, so best of luck.
Oh, wicked! Brilliant.
That is amazing. That is so cool.
Is that Timothy Chalamet?
Such an idiot.
So we travelled to the McLaren Technology Centre, which is one of the most insane buildings we've ever seen.
This place is unbelievable. Every line, every surface, every detail is intentional.
I'm in a spaceship.
We were kindly taken on a full tour of the building, and it very quickly became apparent that these guys operate in another stratosphere.
Casual 40 or 50 million for that car.
I'll take it! This is ridiculous. Even the doors and the door handles are all engineered differently, so no door or handle is the same. What?
Yeah.
So everybody here is as alert as possible. So even the steps here are designed to keep you on your toes, keep you alert. You can't two-step them, you can't really one-step them, you've got to do a bit of both. All designed so people stay laser-focused at work.
Even the air pressure within the canteen is lowered to promote relaxation by reducing cortisol or stress hormones and encourage slower movement and conversation.
That was one of the most amazing buildings I've ever been in. They've thought about every single detail, things you can't even see or touch, they've designed. That made me think, how can we make a burger even better? Go into the micro detail, think about the flavour, the texture, the aroma. I want to put things in this burger that no one's ever done before. So we've got a plan, now let's see if we can actually make it work.
Let's start with the bun. Now, obviously, they're freshly baked, but there are 1,000 different details that are going into these buns to make sure they're the best in the world, including infusing them with French fries.
So in your pan, Barry, we've taken the estate dairy cultured butter, some of the best butter we can find in the UK. It's been sitting for about an hour on really low, just infusing. Have you just tasted it?
I have. It has intensified the flavour of the fry beyond recognition.
But for the butter, we have one more process. This warm pan of French fry infused butter is going into the backpack machine. It'll cool it down, ready to go into the dough, but it'll also extract all the flavour and moisture out of those chips into the fat, like a cold extraction. We're straining off all the solids just to get that French fry infused butter.
Next was to make our bun dough using something I'd never heard of, the tangzong method? Is tangzong the verb? We are tangzonging the flour?
No.
Right.
Tangzong is basically hydrating flour with water or milk, heating it up to about 65 degrees Celsius, and then add it into your dough. It should make the inside of the buns incredibly soft and tender.
So this is going into the mixer along with all of the ingredients for our very precise bread dough. The dough is made up of 45 grams of our French fry infused butter, 250 grams of whole milk, 500 grams of strong white bread flour, 6 grams of instant yeast, 30 grams of caster sugar, 10 grams of salt, and 2 medium duck eggs.
In the pursuit of perfection, precision really matters. So that's why we're using this little scales, which measures to the milligram.
This is going to mix away and knead for 5 minutes. We're then going to take it and put it into a bowl and let it prove until it doubles in size.
Yes!
Now we need to cut and weigh our buns precisely before balling, glazing and leaving them to prove until they rise by a third.
We're going to turn that into itself, and by doing that, we're going to stretch the outside of the dough. And you can see that it's naturally, as I'm spinning it, forming the dough into a ball.
I think my hands are too small.
Yeah, you hand me those, I'll turn them into spheres. If I was Pirelli, right, I wouldn't be there making the rubber myself. I'll buy the rubber from someone and make the tyre. You've made the dough, you form it up, and I'll turn it into the end result. And now we're gonna egg wash in the leftover duck egg, and then we're gonna dip it into sesame seeds and onto our buttered and lightly floured trays.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30.
That's not a thing. No!
Dippy dippy, and then back and over, and that way you get maximum contact with all the sesame. But as it proves, it'll go up and the sesame seeds will split apart. But this way you get sesame, hopefully, all over the bun, not just scattered on top. These are going to go into proof for about half an hour in a very, very humid oven. This is set at about 50 degrees Celsius, 100% humidity.
After 30 minutes and a second proof done, it was time to bake, with even more specific oven settings.
So the humidity at the beginning keeps the dough soft, allowing it to rise. The zero humidity that we turn it down to allows the Maillard reaction, the caramelization of the sugars to brown and give a lovely golden bun. 100 mil.
100 mil?
100 mil?
Absolutely cock on.
Cock on.
Speaking of which, it doesn't look like your tape measure's been used much past there.
Okay, let's move on to the beef patty. And, well, this is going to blow your mind.
Most burger aficionados like an 80-20 lean to fat ratio. We're going 70-30, just because we want a bit more unctuousness. So for the fat in the burger, we've got some Australian grade 9 F1 Wagyu. That is absolutely sensational. Over here, we've got Galician sirloin, 120-day dry-aged ex-dairy beef for that funk.
Yes, umami.
Umami. You want texture in a burger, some bite, and for that, British grass-fed brisket. And then the quintessential cut in a burger, we've got some chuck. That on its own is normally 80-20, but that with everything else will just give lovely flavour to the burger. So we're cutting the meat into long strips that will easily be fed through the grinder.
We're putting our sliced up meat into a blast chiller that's been set to minus 25 degrees for about 30 minutes. It's going to make sure that when we grind the meat later, the fat doesn't emulsify, stays in with the beef, gets it really juicy.
We're making sure no bits of flavour go to waste, so all the offcuts of fat we're rendering off in the oven and then putting that back in the burger later.
This has been in the freezer all morning, minus 25, keeps it as cold as possible.
Okay.
The beef is firm. I'm going to grind, you're going to catch.
Yep.
You want to catch the train of beef. So we're looking for long, straight grains. I think this is the last bit of beef. That's it. Yeah.
That's sensational.
That is a lot of very expensive beef.
Loving how the meat is all flowing in one direction.
There's a reason for that. And roll it into a really thick, girthy sausage. The diameter of our burger meat needs to be 10 centimetres, because that's the same diameter that we've planned for the burger buns once they've proved and baked. It's firm, it's round, and it's going to set up in the blast freezer. This is now firmed up. It's not frozen solid, it's got some give, but when we slice it, it's not all going to fall apart. So we're going to cut discs out of our big beefy sausage into 35mm thick discs. This seems very, very large, but it will compress down to 25mm, or, as we like to say in the business, perfect burger thickness when we vat pack it.
Yeah, that looks quite good, doesn't it?
Now you might remember when we wrapped the sausage, we had all of the meat going in one direction, and we said there was a reason for it.
So we've got the fibres running up the sausage, for better words. When we bite through it, without the cling film obviously, we're going to be pulling the fibres away from each other without any form of resistance. If we'd mashed it together, then we'd have to bite through and tear, where this, they should just fall apart in our mouth really gently. This is the set rendered beef tallow from the trim of all the beef that we ground. We're going to vacuum pack the beef patties in this, along with a little bit of Stilton. We're not going to taste the blue cheese, we're just going to have that lovely funk of blue cheese that'll marry really well with the dry-aged beef. So these are 90mm.
Yeah.
And we need to make them 11 centimetres, 110mm. That way, when they cook, they'll be just a bit bigger than the bun.
Yeah.
They'll contract slightly, because we want a lovely tower of even beef. Compress gently, even pressure without breaking it apart, right?
Well, that is very satisfying.
It is, isn't it?
The burger patties are going to sit in what is essentially a water bath that is held at a very precise temperature. For us, that's going to be 54 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes, or essentially until they come up to 54 degrees Celsius as well.
So the ends of the burger sausage have been put into the pan to render out all the fat. The meat I'm taking out and we're just snacking on. It's the fat we want because we're going to be toasting our burger buns with that fat. I think we're reaching F1 level performance, boys.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good morning, gents. How are you? All good?
Yeah.
Good, good. How are you feeling?
Sprightly.
Like a cat.
Nervous. Nervous.
Let's be honest.
Our drivers will be using this to help themselves get those reaction times up to speed.
So a bit like when we're building the burger, it's being ready to react if something goes wrong. Let's say you drop the bacon, I go get more bacon.
Yeah.
As soon as you see those lights, your job, as simple as it sounds, is to tap and turn them off. As many as you can in 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, get ready, go!
Go on, Kush.
I'll tell you what, he's quick.
Really quick.
Oh my God, come on, Kush.
Go on, Kush.
44!
Oh! Go, James. Go, James. 48!
Like a cat.
Go!
You're doing good. You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, he's gonna match.
Oh, 44.
Hi Solid Food, it's Lando here. Your next challenge will be a test of driving skills, and McLaren F1 sim racing driver will be teaching you how to perform at your best in our racing simulators. Best of luck.
Kush feels how we feel in the kitchen.
Yes.
Where there's lots of things going on.
Exactly.
None of it makes sense.
He's multitasking.
And you're just holding on for dear life.
Whoa!
So this is our Racing Unleashed simulator, motion simulator. Overall, it's supposed to be as realistic as we can get.
Oh, it's snug. Flat out through Maggotts and Beckett's. So the belts tighten up on each side, depending on which corner you're going round. And then every time you brake, it throws you forwards. This is so lifelike. Barry!
Jamie, not now. I'm dealing with my own crisis. My rice is burning.
Turn. Obviously, one of the biggest things that we saw at MTC was this innovation, and innovation for high performance reasons. Now, we need to take that thinking around innovation, but we need to link it to something that everybody can understand. We're going to go for nostalgia. Next up, we're making a burger sauce. It's unlike any burger sauce you've ever seen before.
We've got Dijon mustard, sun-dried tomato powder to replace the ketchup, and then to replace the mayonnaise, we're making our own homemade aioli, which we all know is made up of 4 simple ingredients.
Duck egg,
Garlic,
smoked rapeseed oil,
Big Mac.
Putting a Big Mac into the aioli is about nostalgia. It's one of people's first memories of having a burger is a Mackie D's and a Big Mac. So let's extract the flavour into some oil and infuse that into the sauce for our burger. There's French fries in the burger buns, so why not put a burger in the burger?
Can't wait to see where we put the milkshake.
And that, my friends, is smoked Big Mac oil.
Tastes like a smoky Big Mac.
And now we're going to do a standard pull through. So garlic, a duck egg, quite a lot of Dijon, our wheel, and we'll season it with some sherry vinegar. Is that the secret to Big Mac sauce? They use old Big Macs and blend it into the sauce.
Like Kit Kats.
Is that what
The
they
inside
do?
of a Kit Kat is just a broken up Kit Kat.
Yeah. Sun-dried tomato powder. One last blend, and that's going to go over our burger. Right, boys, should you have a taste?
It's got a bite to it, and a spice to it from the from the garlic.
Yeah.
Definitely got a spice.
Now for the cheese part of our burger, and we can all agree there's no better cheese for a burger than burger cheese, apart from if you make your own burger cheese with some of the finest cheeses in the world.
We have smoked provolone for smoky flavour. We've got aged cheddar for bite and acidity. We have raclette for that lovely plastic texture that it's famous for. We have some vintage red Leicester for colour. We have taleggio with the rind still left on for funk. We are going to use the burger cheese to help it all stay together, but then we're going to add sodium citrate. This will make sure that the cheese doesn't split when it's melted and just holds together on the burger. These are going to get blended up with a little splash of milk so they're all homogeneous and lovely and creamy. Then we'll pour it out and set it as a big sheet. Have a smell.
Woo! Oh,
so this is heating and blending. It's melting the cheese and bringing it together as it beats it really, really quickly. We've just added a little bit of salt because everything's about seasoning and delicacy and balance.
Oh, look at that!
That, my friends, is liquid cheese that's going to set up. So it's going to smush it and spread it out a bit. So that'll spread out, that'll set into a nice, even rectangle. See, it's setting already because it's pure cheese. And we'll cut a nice disc or a square and lay it on top of the patty. And I want this to totally enrobe the patty, don't you?
Yes.
There we go. Into the blast chiller, please, Barry.
Wow.
That is like the best cheese I've ever had, but with the texture of melted burger cheese.
No way.
And I don't know how that works.
It's the flavour of all the best cheese in the world, but
Yep.
the texture is something that is wrong.
Yeah.
Time for some onions. Should we just slice them, caramelise them, chuck them in a burger? No! We're going all out. We've got 5 different types of onions, and what we're doing for them is just ridiculous. Adding some garlic.
The reason we're using all these onions is to get a lovely, complex, rounded flavour. Some sweet, some bitter, some crunch, loads of caramelisation, and all the different things you might think of an onion. We've got pickled onions in there for a bit of bite as well. And voila, we should have very, very finely sliced onion.
There's no chance could we do that by hand. That is... I can't see.
Is it that bad? Is it that?
Oh, it's building. Oh, wow, that is really... I should not have inhaled that. We're looking for caramelised onions that almost have that French onion soup vibe.
Oh, okay,
a bit juicy, a bit loose, a bit of texture. So, that. Try the 36-hour bone marrow and veal jus.
If that was poured over a
Beautiful roast.
or a beautiful steak,
Oh my God.
that would not be out of place.
Now there's colour on the pan. We're going to start deglazing with our bourbon, our red wine, and our sherry vinegar. We're now going to strain our beef sauce. I'm going to let that bubble away so it's almost catching and sticking on the pan. We want that to be almost like a thick jam, but with a bit of texture.
Oh my... This is my favourite bit so far. I can have a burger just of onions.
Back at the MTC, our teamwork was about to be put under immense scrutiny. So this is the world's largest collection of motorsport trophies all in one place. They're put in a corridor right at the back of the building so that the staff have to walk past it at least 2 or 3 times a day to get in and out of the office and to the canteen. So it serves as a constant reminder, the pursuit of excellence, but also teamwork. Even if a driver wins a race and they get a trophy, they don't get to keep the original. The original comes back here to the team office because it's the team that helped them win it. I think it's good to remind people of the importance of teamwork. Barry?
When we arrive to the weekend on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everyone's aligned, the pit crew are all together, they know exactly what they're doing and they're all set and ready for it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, morning, gents. How are you?
Very good. Yeah.
Good. Your aim is to get as close to the 1.8 second stop. I'd say my target to you is below 5 seconds.
Is that setting realistic expectations?
That's a realistic expectation.
Okay.
Come on, chef!
And that is the slowest tyre change ever.
No!
This is terrible.
This is not great.
Teamwork.
Right.
The only way we're going to do this is teamwork.
No, you're doing really well.
Yeah, so are you. Try again.
What's quite distracting is that the professionals are over there, also practicing, and they're doing it perfectly. In fact, they've just done it in under 3 seconds. Way to show us up.
Okay, front right. Are we ready? 1.8 seconds to beat. 3, 2, 1, go!
Well done.
Sub 5.
No one else is clapping.
You are now going to change all 4 tyres in one go. 50 seconds, that's my target to you. If you achieve it, you can go home today saying that you've smashed the pit stop challenge. If you do not, then we'll be looking to ship you into another role maybe, all right?
Just don't naff it up.
For the full car, are you ready?
Yes,
chef.
3, 2, 1, go! That's tyre 2 done, on to tyre 3. Tyre 3 done, on to the final tyre. Get that hand on top as soon as you're done. Great. 43.92. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. You have beat my target of 50 seconds.
By quite a lot.
Very good. And that is the fastest 4-wheel tyre change we have ever seen. So that's something to take home.
Really?
Today.
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 Yeah.
So we might have some work to do on the teamwork side of things. So we are operating in a professional kitchen setup. We have a head chef and he's telling his 2 commies exactly what they need to do for the team's success.
So Jay, we need to cut the lettuce so it just fits inside the bun.
Okay.
So we're looking for 90 mil.
He's never even worked with lettuce, let alone measured lettuce.
These are lacto-fermented cucumbers, or pickles, right?
Funky, okay.
So they're
nice.
funky, they've got no
Tangy.
sweetness, they're really salty and tangy. We're gonna add the sweetness with white balsamic condiment. Look at that, perfection. He's never even seen one before, but beautiful cuts.
I'm going to cure the lettuce in some salt and some rapeseed oil. I'm going to vat pack it. It's going to draw out all of the moisture and our lettuce is going to become better.
So you should notice excess moisture has been drawn out the lettuce.
It's very well seasoned.
Thank you.
So removed the blandness of water.
Yeah. That is better lettuce. Oh, Barry. What did you put in those?
Balance.
They are.
Sweet, sour, very salty, delicious.
With everything else going on, that's vital.
Now we've made our quite obtuse 7 cheese burger cheese. We're going to take it out of the fridge and cut it into the perfect size square, just to enrobe the burger patty.
Right, we have all of the components ready to go. Now it's time to construct it and make it look as beautiful as we know it's going to taste. Nailed it.
Remember the fat from the excess burger meat we fried earlier?
Beef patties have been sous vided to 54 degrees. They've come out of the bags. They're now going to be seared off in a very hot pan, and now is the time that we can start to season them. The patties are already cooked through, so this is about getting a good sear on them to get the colour and extra flavour.
How hot should these be?
Hot. Oh, 78, you can go hotter.
Hotter.
Hotter. We need to melt the cheese, remember?
Oh, now?
No.
Sorry.
Oh, nearly. Where is the cheese?
Cheese is here.
The cheese in the pan.
Do you want a spoon?
Whiskey.
It's taken a long time to get to this point.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Before we got to the big comparison, we wanted to get the official review of Jake and Callum from McLaren.
Papaya boy.
Papaya boy.
I'm looking forward to it.
Tuck in, guys.
Very nice. First thing that I come to mind is the cheese. It's just got that like strong flavour, but nice at the same time. It's lovely.
We travel a lot of places around the world, you know. Austin, known for their meat and burgers, but it's definitely P1.
Yes! Stage 1, success. But now it was time for the big one, where we'd get to taste our creation for the first time and see how all of that compares to a standard burger. Something we were all genuinely nervous about.
These are all store-bought, but are still high quality and replicate what we're doing in our burger. And that is our reference point.
Let's start with the store-bought burger.
The store-bought but Barry-built burger. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Burger.
Burger benchmark.
Burger benchmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
That was our flying lap.
Right, I'm going to push quite hard so it doesn't fall apart, but it should bounce back.
This should be the best burger we'll ever have.
Boys, whatever happens next, we did this together.
We had a good day.
Had
Teamwork.
the best day.
It was a great day. Cheers.
Cheers.
Is it just me? Or is that the most phenomenal burger you have ever had in your life?
I don't think another burger comes close.
Going with the grain actually worked. The whole sausage technique has paid off because those are some tough cuts of meat, but that is sensational. So tender. And it's so extreme. And it keeps on building and building and building. Where the baseline burger was one bite and gone almost.
Baseline was karting. This is Formula One. Even though that burger cost us a small fortune, I think my favourite was the cheapest bit. The onion sauce.
It was still 20 quid and like 48 hours to make a bowl of onions.
Relatively cheaper than everything else.
So it turns out over-engineering a burger works, but it does take a ton of time, money and effort. A massive thank you to McLaren Racing for inviting us down and inspiring this whole thing. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you at the next one.
Well done, boys.
Yes!